Good morning, family. Black Phoenix checking in. I'm at the headquarters right now, and I was thinking about a couple things. Someone had inboxed me and asked me a question, and I just want to say something. If if I'm teaching you the welding business for free, shouldn't I get a percentage as long as you're making money from that business? That's just like someone teaching you how to do something. You didn't put anything in, but you still have to take care of the person who taught you how to do it. Like, to me, I think that's no more than fair, because it's like someone not knowing how to do anything and they hungry and starving, and someone come up and teach you. They just didn't give you. They taught you how to do it anywhere, no matter where you go in the U.S., especially this country. And they showed you a way to eat. They taught you a hustle and a skill that can enable you to get a job or start the business. It's up to you. That person should always get a percentage. That person should be able to win too. There's a scripture in the Bible that talks about not muzzling the ox while he's treading the field, you know, and a worker deserves his worthy pay. So if I'm treading the field and I'm working hard, providing information, providing a way to give you some tools to overcome, it should be natural that you wouldn't want to muzzle me while I'm working. The grass is here. You should at least let me eat too while I'm working hard. And at first, I didn't really understand the concept of that. I'm gonna be honest with you. When you're dealing with preachers, and I get it. You have teachers and preachers and educators who provide us with some excellent content, and then you got those who are in the midst of them, uh, wolves in sheep clothing, that come in and mess up the concept, and you say, "Oh, this person only want this. Oh, this person just trying to provide you with the information needed." You don't have to take your time out. Think about that. You don't have to take your time out to go find this information. You don't have to take time out to go through this, the ups and downs. The jewel had to go through to turn into that diamond. You didn't have to go through those, that chipping phase, that heat, that torment, that ridicule, whatever the person went through to the stage they are, to be able to shine or to become a diamond or to become gold and give it to you, where you can be able to do the same thing. And I think that it's just by nature we should be more eager to assist those who do that. Now, everybody don't do that. You got some preachers out there that said, "Hey, everybody should donate their stimulus check to me." Like, I don't even get that. Like I say, man, people out here trying to just deceive people. So you do have those in the midst of us that's just throwing things out there. Oh, I think everybody should make sure I get a jet. Why do you need a jet, man? Why do you need a jet? You want everybody to, it's like certain things, if you want it, ain't nothing wrong with it, but you go get it. You come up with a hustle. Don't be like, "Hey, I think God won't have me a jet." You know what I mean? To fly over here. If you want one, I feel like God don't have no problem with you getting one. But you saying that he wants you to ask someone else to take care, to provide that for you, when they barely getting by. I don't really get that. But, I think that we have to network with our educators, network with those who actually providing the meal, providing, I think that you look at them because they look in a major way, give you some wisdom. And I was just thinking, if I taught the trade for free and I just taught you how to do it, then I should do something, because I'm still taking time out of my life, out of my day, out whatever, to give you this, and I still have bills to pay. I still have things to do. And I think sometimes, just on a realistic basis, I want to say this, that we get caught up as men, um, as people, and especially as black people. I notice this a lot in our communities, that we want to count someone else's money. If a person is doing what they doing, you shouldn't worry about what they eating if you eat. You're like, "Yeah, I know you're eating this, but I want to wonder how much." You shouldn't worry about what this person is doing, as long as you maintain it, as long as they helping you win. What they do with theirs is their business, just like what you do with yours is your business. You know what I mean? I just think that, you know, if we're going to get somewhere, we got to support one another, but you can't be, um, if a person got their own network or way to eating, I think that you can't control them. Now, if a person, what's going on? Yes, yes, up drinking coffee. So, just, just thinking about the fact that we have to network and we have to be able to be open with the people that's providing us with the information that we need, because there's a lot of educators out here who's actually giving a lot of good valuable information out, like they providing us with some tools we can use to gain financial freedom. We have Dr. Boris Watkins. We have Dr. Charles Anderson, which is an amazing brother who's been around for a while, and he's been, how we talk about consistency. This brother been consistent on his message about financial wealth and, educational, educating our people, and financial literacy, and the mission of white America, and what we need to do as a people to get ourselves together. Like, this guy got some information, and it's crazy because the cool thing about it, when you follow certain people, and you find out, it's like, to certain people it's like a new thing. Oh, have you heard about this? And then this person was like, I've been doing this for forever, and they're amazed by it, and he thinking like, I've been saying this for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, or however long he's been on that message. And I understand it now, where the messengers sometimes do get discouraged. You know what I'm saying? Because he's like, man, is anybody paying attention? But then I get it though. It's not up to us. It's not up to the messenger who God has given the word to worry about what happens, because it's happening. And the seeds he planted is really like spreading. But he probably never thought that it was going to go the way it did, but it's going. And so many people are waking up. Just like, for instance, I had a brother let me know that when he Googled a certain thing, or no, I didn't say Google, he went to YouTube, I think, and he put in black welder or independent welder or something. And a lot of my videos popped up, and he was like, pretty much, I can tell you've been putting the work in, you know what I mean? And actually, man, just to be honest, I had to work when it wasn't paying, or it wasn't showing any results. It wasn't like a couple of views here, a couple of views there, but I wasn't focusing on that, because if I focused on that, I'd have gave up, or I wouldn't have been consistent with dropping content and then just getting better over time. As time goes, you're gonna get better and you're gonna get better, but you have to stay consistent. A lot of people fall off because they don't stay consistent. They start, and if they get to going a bump in the road, they don't get the result that they want to get. People are not responding to them, and you tend to see the true motive, because if the motive was to really help, or really to do, to help the people, then you won't focus on that. You just give it anyway. Like, oh, eventually they'll get it. Eventually they'll get it. You know what I mean? It's just something to think about, man. It's just something to think about. Appreciate it, but it's just something to think about, man. You know, we have to be persistent. We have to, um, realize that the main thing and how we're gonna get there is gonna be from staying consistent and not getting sidetracked on what someone else doing, because we do that. We tend to focus on someone else success, or focus on what they're doing or what they're not doing the way someone else should be doing it, or the way we was taught, or whatever. And then we tend to get in our feelings and say things. And it's crazy, because when you do that, you're putting yourself in a vulnerable situation. Like, you really exposing your hand, that, hey, instead of me focusing on my true agenda, I need a way to escape. I need a way to walk into another lane. You know what I mean? So I just think that it's valuable to focus like that, and then having good teachers, having good people that can actually pull your coattail, because I think that's an issue too, because the real OGs, a lot of them, and a lot of us, don't want to say anything. Like, let them do what they do. But the way I feel, if a person come to you humbly and they say, hey, I want to know, you should give it to them, or you should provide the information where, okay, I already got it. Go look up so and so. listen to this. It should give you what you need, you know? So I feel like we have to be real with the message, you know what I mean? And pull your coattail, man. You know, we tend to, you know, this generation, this millennial, this present generation that we living in, this tends like they get so discouraged so quickly, you know. Feelings get hurt. Everybody's so emotional, you know, about with all the stuff that America has done. America has showed no emotions. Think about the how we even got this land, how it's going the way it's going. There was no emotions in this. And now you want to be emotional? You know what I'm saying? So I think that, you know, we have to toughen up a little bit, man, and realize what the goal is, you know, what we're really trying to do. And we just have to be able to get that message anyway, you know, be able to be a OG who's actually pulling coattails because you need someone around you to tell you when you on some BS. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You want somebody in your corner to say, hey, you want some bullshit right now. You need to think about this. Don't do that. Don't hey, we need that because you tend to do anything and then you get it put in a situation and then you're like, man, I wish somebody would have warned me. Like, well, somebody tried to warn you, but you don't want to listen. So we have to have someone that we trust, that we respect, that we'll listen to. You know, I'm not telling you to listen to everybody. I'm telling you to find you one person. If you got a problem or issue with trusting people, find you one person you respect who's where you want to be. And that's what I like. I like to find people that I look up to. My mentors are people that are on levels I never imagined I could be there. And I'm at a level now that I could never imagine I could be there. You see what I'm saying? So I know how it works. So I look up to people that are doing things that I want to do. Okay, I look up to stock market investors and people who teach this certain education because I want to learn more about it. So I learn from them and I sit under their feet and I get the information and I add it to my life and I learn more. But I'm knowing I'm not going to get all the information overnight, but I'm going to follow them. And I know they know more than what I know. So I can add it to what I do as I grow. And I think that's what we do, man. The information we get from the OGs and from those who have passed down tools and jewels and books, you know, we have to utilize that, man. And you got to be willing to network with them. You know, we have those, they have books out there, they have courses, classes that's already set up, you know, that ways where they can be able to make passive income and also be able to keep doing what they're doing, to keep doing what we're doing. Everything takes money, man, you know, getting prints, getting drawings, getting stuff done, everything costs, you know, and we can't be naive at the fact that everything costs, like literally. Like, have you ever noticed that you will go to the grocery store or to the store to buy grocery bags or shopping bags or whatever, or trash bags, I mean, to throw out trash? So you buy bags just to throw away. So that's money you throwing away. Everything costs, man. It's just America. America is a business, you know. It's not pretty much a country. It's a country that's ran like a business. It's a business. And people getting their feelings and they get their feelings hurt because they don't understand business. So we have to learn the business. And business is cruel. Business don't work out. Oh man, you my friend. Nah. Did you read that contract? Did you know, business don't work out like that just because that's your friend or that's your family. You need to know business. And business is a little cruel, you know. The brothers that's from the streets, brothers and sisters that's from the streets, we got a code at least. The code in business is to get a lawyer, know the paperwork, read everything before you sign it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, make sure you cover yourself. Make sure you cover yourself, you know, and don't be too flashy, you know, because being too flashy can put you in a harmful situation. There's a time for everything. You know, I like to say that because there's a time for everything under the sun. So there's a time to show out in that situation, and then there's a time to maintain and be calm and be cool because you never really want to let your left hand know what your right hand doing. You don't want to get caught up in people trying to sabotage what you got going on before you actually get it kicked off the ground, you know, and get it going. So it's just good, man, to look out for those that got the proper information that we need to help us. I invest in classes. I invest in in education, because that's the key, man. I had a guy tell me, son, I'm gonna share this with you. When I was doing my 10-year bid, I got incarcerated from 16 to 26 years old. And during that 10 years, man, I got a chance to meet some guys that was wise. And I got a chance to meet some guys that was crazy, both. And I learned something from this one older gentleman, man, who kind of took me under his wing and gave me like a lot of wisdom, a lot of information that later I had to process to use. And one thing he said that sticks with me today, he said, son, I want you to learn like you're going to live forever, but I want you to live like you're going to die tomorrow. Think about that, man. So in life, you should always learn. Never get comfortable where you say, oh, I got enough. I don't even know no more. I'm good. Don't get lazy. Don't get complacent. Especially if you got the entrepreneur spirit, you got the leader spirit, the independent spirit, wanting to be a business. You want to do that. If that's in you, you want to stand out with your music or your career or your art or your talent. If you got that type of drive, you can't be complacent. You can't be lazy. You can't be like, oh, I got enough. You ain't never got enough. You know, the more you learn, the more you're going to realize you don't know shit. That's the facts. I heard an old man told me that too. The more you learn, the more you're going to realize you don't know shit. You don't know. So it's fine. You ever met those people that every time you ask them something, oh, yeah, I did that. Oh, yeah, I did that. You like, man, some people, they be too. You be like, man, you too young to be here, but you ain't never did that. But I know folks that they want to say they did everything that has been done under the sun, and it is what it is. You don't know everything, so it's okay to say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't assume, anything. Like when I meet people, especially people I work with and network with, I keep everything open so that way I can learn them and they can learn me. And I tell them, I'm gonna put my cards on the table. I'm gonna be me, and that way you can learn me. And if you being you, even if you're not, I know how to read character, so I'm gonna read your character. I don't judge a person off of appearance, because appearance don't mean nothing. You know, I judge a person off of their character, how they truly are. You know what I mean? Not what they tell me, because a mouth will say anything. How many people have told me over the years they got my back, they support me, they love me, they'll do anything for me. It don't work like that, man. Yes, facts. You know what I mean? They'll say some of everything with the mouth. The mouth will say anything, man. But actions speak louder than words. So I tell my wife all the time. My wife grew up in a home household, where they honored the holidays. You know, they looked forward to it. It was family time. It was a good thing. Like, it wasn't about the like Christmas to her. It wasn't about God. It was about family. It wasn't about Christ, like, Christ's birth, or what people want to say it was, or what it is, or whatever. But it was about family with her. They got together, they ate, they sung, they had fun. It was about family with her. And with me, I never experienced that. You see what I'm saying? So we had two different outlooks when it comes to that. But I still support what she do. I let her do her thing. But you have to realize that everybody got their own way of doing things, and we all raised different. We all grew up different. And just because someone grew up different than you, doesn't mean that they point of view, or the way that they look at something is different. You know, as far as wrong, I mean, it doesn't mean it's wrong. You know, it's just like a guy said one time. He said, "The last time I checked, there's more than one way to count to 10." Think about it. You can say 9 plus 1. You can say 5 plus 5. You can say 4 plus 6. You can say 8 plus 2. It's several ways you can do it. But he said the goal, though, is to get to 10. So why you worried about the person who got the 10 before you, or who did this? Everybody think different. You wanted to go the slow route. He said, "Yo, I'm just gonna go straight to the gusto." And it's not about, and I want to say this for the record, there is no shortcuts. So if you think that there's a shortcut, a get rich quick type of situation, don't deceive yourself. There isn't. You can get rich quick by making certain investments and things happen, but you made an investment and just so happened that investment flipped like that. But as far as like, oh, I'm gonna jump on this skit scheme, oh, I'm gonna make this money, oh yeah, you just do this, and I guarantee you, you gonna, hey man, don't get caught up in that. You know, the fastest way to get burnt out on a dream is if someone sell you one and it's not yours. Think about that. You're gonna get burnt out on a dream that was sold to you versus then it was something that was inspired in you, you know. So it's gonna take time. You're gonna have to invest something. You're gonna put some money. You're gonna put some time in. You're gonna do some things, you know. So don't get caught up in thinking that that's gonna be pretty much something for nothing. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to make sacrifices. So I just wanted to come to you with a video just to talk about what if I gave you, taught you the welding business for free. I should deserve to get a percentage. The person that's giving you the teaching, should deserve to get something from it, versus say you going to college and just think about a lot of people in college right now are dying in debt. People are dying in debt, and the debt is, and it triples and it builds up with interest, and it's like you can't even get away from it. Like it's unreal. So if you have someone that could give you some teaching one on one, or you could take your time and save up a little money and get a whole lot for the little money without going in debt. They charging $50,000 on the average on the education, 60,000, which is too high a year. And you can work your job and save and probably invest 3,000, 1,500 into getting the business ideas and getting the education you need to actually get your financial freedom and get your independence started where you don't have to go in debt. And then the cool thing about it, if you mess with someone that's real, like myself, I'm gonna show you how you can write it off. So it's never a loss. Even though you made that investment, you can still profit from it. You see what I'm saying? But that's not nothing that they teach us. Like, they don't teach entrepreneurship in college. They don't teach you how to start businesses. They teach you how to work for other businesses. And me personally, I just feel like there's enough workers out here in the world. I feel like there's enough jobs for everybody. Now it's time for those who really want to be entrepreneurs, really want to be independent, really want to be businesses. That's what we need to teach. That's what I want to teach. And that's what I feel like I specialize in, turning a trade into a business. Use the trade, use the job, turn into a business, turn some products, turn into a service. Find your independence. And just me personally, that's the true life. That's the true. If you want to say you want to live the American dream, that is the American dream. It's independence. It wasn't never to be slave to a system, but the system had to create something to have someone to depend on it. So you got people that don't depend on the system, and you got people that's caught up in the system. To each his own. That's all I say. But I feel like we got good educators out here. We got people that's leading by example, leading by example. So support some of the people, man. I'm not telling you to support what I do, but I'm telling you to support someone that you might know that's doing something righteous, that they got some good information, they got some books, some clothing, maybe some materials, some classes, something, some products that maybe you might need and you want to start shopping, you want to start buying from your local community. You know what I mean? So I always tell people, I don't care what color you is, I feel like you should network with your local community. And most definitely network with your people. But if you're in a local community, network with your people, network with the small business, man. I can't tell you how many leads I have got because I stopped by and gave a call and drunk some coffee with them or talked to someone. So, network with your people, man. Network with your surroundings, because there's an old saying that says a neighbor is better than going through. Your neighbor with you first before they actually got something on and they doing something right. Man, support what they doing. Allow the ox to eat. If he's working hard and he's out here plowing the field, or she's out here plowing the field, support the sister, support the brother. You know what I mean? In a righteous movement, and do it from the heart. You know what I mean? Don't do it just so I can say, oh, I did so and so, or you can boast about it, because that's fine. But that's what you're gonna get out of it. You know what I mean? But I learned that if you do things from the heart, you'll get a bigger reward out of it. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is that you do. I remember a parable I read that all these people was going up giving donations, and this one lady came up. She gave 1 cent. People laughed. 1 cent. God seen the message. She gave all she had. See what I'm saying? She gave all she had, and that all she had was more than everything that they gave. So sometimes we get caught up in numbers. Don't get caught up in numbers. Get caught up in the true value of want to be a good person or be real or want to help or want to provide something. So I just wanted to say, man, if I gave it for free, completely for free, I should, get a percentage. And the way I look like with the school situation, I'm setting up an independent school. So it's not something that I'm running to get grants and things from the government. I'm trying to get accolades from them. I'm trying to get them to pat on my back and say, yes, he's part of the board. I don't want none of that. I want to do a own independent thing. So if you mess with me, you want to be independent. Now you can still go get a job by messing with me, but my school is gonna be independent. And for those who want to get in it once everything gets started and don't have the finances and say, hey man, I don't have the finances, but I really want to get this trade. Well, I'm gonna make a way where you can work, get the trade, and you can work for the trade to pay for it, and you can make money. Like it ain't gonna be too many spots where you can get an education, get a job, pay for your education, don't be in debt, have enough money to start your business if you want to, or go get you another good job and you know what direction you want to go to. Like there's so much we can be able to learn how to save money, how to use money, realizing that money is a true tool. Like money is a servant, not a master. It is not a good master. It'll do you bad. Money will do you bad. If you don't know what to do with it, it will. That's why a lot of people killed themselves because they overindulged in certain things with money and didn't know how to, didn't know what to do with it. So money is a good servant. It'll serve you well if you learn what to do with it. And these are things and information that I had to learn myself personally. So I'm not telling you something that I'm not practicing. You know what I mean? Because I'm learning this and I'm practicing this. I had a guy tell me in Phoenix before I left. Shout out to my guy in the RV park, um, Ramon. Ramon told me, he said, man, I watch you grind and sit still. Like you had a mission, a goal, and you could go out and do this and do that, but you just did what you had to do, the bare minimum. And I watch you go up and get better and better. You know, now he probably used this information for motivation for himself. Like, man, this is how it need to be done. And I didn't have to tell him, hey man, you need to do this. Hey man, you need to start spending all your money on this. You should do this. No, he just watched what I was doing and was like, damn, that's what I need to do. Sometimes we try to find something to do all the time. You know how we got to go out to eat. We got to do this. Well, we got to go to this trip. Well, we got to put our kids in this program. We got our kids in so many programs and we ain't never raising them. We just programming them. Think about it. Our kids are in so many programs we put them in. We're never really raising them. We just programming them to be a part of the system. That's something that got to change. And I think that honestly, during this pandemic situation, a lot of people started homeschooling, started realizing the value of educating, the value of getting that information across without having a structure that's holding them back. But, like I say, man, I just think that now is the time to think outside the box and actually open up our options. Like, what are we really going to do? How we're going to build our independence. And I think we're going to have to network with our brothers and our sisters out here who actually got some things going. Because like I say, there's many people that can teach you on here that's organic. Many sisters and brothers that's organic with their information. That's really, they just trying to make a living, feed their families, and really help their people, with some information. And invest with them, man. If you invest with them, they gonna constantly be able to do what they do because everything is a struggle, man. You can't ask something for someone and then expect them to not want something in return if they worked all day. But then at the same time, I'm gonna say this point. I'm gonna make this point. If you agree to something, don't get in your feelings when you watch this next person that came in. Don't get getting what you feel they shouldn't get, but you agreed to it. So stop trying to count someone else's money. Stop trying to worry about how the next person is rising, how the next person is doing whatever they're doing. Just focus on you. Because if you signed up for whatever it was, that's what you signed up for. You know what I mean? And I feel like God is fair. I feel like the hustle is fair. Good morning, brother. Good morning. I feel like we get what we give. You know, you're gonna get out of the situation what you gonna, you know, what you give the situation. And if you put forth good energy, man, you're gonna get some good energy out, man. It's just what it is, man. It's just things that I have learned personally. You know, I have tried because what where I come from, you know, I was raised thinking, oh, it's a shortcut. It's a way better way. You can do that. Oh man, you can do this. And once I got involved in it, all I did was waste time. So I waste time trying to think it was a shortcut because there isn't a shortcut, you know, but there is a way you can get to the head of the line. And getting to the head of the line, being a VIP member, so to speak, is just you have the finances or the trade of currency or barter system to get here, and you didn't have to wait in the line like the next person. Some people want to hold a little bit, so I just wait, and they'll wait, but you got there faster because you said, "Hey, I'm willing to go on and pay for this pass." So it ain't like you got a shortcut to them because we all going to at the door, but you gonna have to wait forever, or you can jump over here and be a member. You know how they got the little package. You can become a member and you get discount. You become a member, you know what I mean? And that's just what it is, man. That's just life. That's just a system if you think about it, you know. So, but most of us are raised by a system, and we want to jump into business or jump into our independence. That's a different system. So you have to literally reprogram yourself, or you know how your phone like to say it's time for a new update. You're gonna have to update yourself, man, because all the stuff that you knew that you was firmly believed in, you're gonna realize that a lot of it was lies. A lot of it was just told to keep you thinking a certain way. And some of the people that told you literally didn't mean no harm, but it's the lie that they was taught. So they passed this down two, three, four generations. Someone got to break the curse, you know, and that's what I'm trying to do for my, you know, for my family, you know, from where I'm from in Arkansas. You know, I'm born in Little Rock, raised in Southeast McGee, Arkansas City, Reed, Tiller, Winchester, Dearborn, Lake Village. You know what I'm saying? All of that, Dumas. I represent all of that. Monticello, all of that. Drew County, Crossett, you know, all of those little towns and through there. You know what I mean? Montrose. Portland, all my little towns down there, man. I want to give a shout out to all my little southeastern towns in southeast Arkansas. You know, the Delta. You know what I mean? Desha County, Drew County. You know, so I like I say, man, I'm from that era where it was different there. You know, we was taught different. And to be honest, I was thinking about something this morning. I was actually working on some lyrics to a new song that I'm working on, and I thought about how we was taught, like literally. I'm 40 years old. I just turned 40 in March, and I jumped on the back of the truck and went in the cotton field and worked to make money. Growing up, that's how I got my school clothes. I remember. I don't know. Maybe someone remember this who tuned in. Do you remember when the LA gear came out with the lights? You know, they had the shoes with the light at the back, and before they came out with it, they had the pump in the front where you pump the top of it to keep your shoe tight when you're dribbling. The LA gear pumps. Oh man, that was like the hot shoe, right? I wanted some LA gear pumps, right? So I worked hard in the cotton field, man, got my money up, and I was able to get me some earlier gear pumps. You couldn't tell me nothing. But I worked in the cotton field, like at that age, and that stuff was against the law then. But that's what they were still doing down there. People were still going out there working for whatever it was a day. I don't even remember what we was making a day. I'm not even gonna lie. But we was going to um, different parts of the country down there in Desha County doing the cotton fields, you know, chopping it. And I remember at first I even chopped a couple cotton things down at first, and my mom like, "Oh boy, you gonna get us fired? You gonna chop the cotton?" I'm like, "Well, why you say we chopping cotton?" No, I didn't get the concept. She said, "You chop the grass, the weeds around the cotton." I didn't know that. You know what I mean? I'm young. I'm just out there, but I was out here with these old folks, and I watched them work hard, and I watched them talk and laugh and sing songs and encourage me, and they the one taught me how to dress in the heat. Old man, I used to see the old women used to always wear these clothes, a lot of clothes. They had two shirts on. I'm like, man, it's burning up out here. I mean, take my shirt off. You know, it's too hot. And they like, nah, son, that's how you gonna pass out. See, I realized that once you sweat a lot, and you got two shirts on or maybe three, that sweat we start getting cool, and it becomes like a built-in AC. So it cools you down as you work. So as you sweat and you keep drinking water, that sweat that's on you, it sticks to you and kind of keeps your body at a certain temperature. And even though you sweating, as long as you take it in and you keep, the salt in your system or whatnot, you can keep going and you can keep going longer, because that sweat is actually preserving your strength. And I didn't know that, but I learned that from the cotton field. And to this day, I use it in the field when I work in the field working. I eat pickles. I keep my potassium with me. You know what I mean? Like I learned a couple things from how to work in the heat. When it's real, real hot, I learned how to do it. You know what I mean? So those was all work ethics that I was taught young. I didn't know what I was going to be doing what I'm doing now. At this age, you know what I mean, to be in a position, but I had to learn those type of work ethics. So I'm familiar with work. I'm familiar with using my hands to feed my family. I was helping my mom pay bills. And I was too young. Believe me, I was too young to be out there. I wasn't even 13. By no means, because by that time I wasn't getting in no field. I was in the streets at that time. By 12 and 13, I was gone. I was in the streets. I was in a whole different life. So, I felt like those work ethics and me being down there taught me so much, and that I use it to this day. And if it wasn't for that, man, I don't even know where I'd be at as far as like how I think. So I'm thankful that I was raised down there, and I was raised in Denver, Colorado, in Montbello. So I had the Midwest and the South. So I was learning both. And I remember coming back from Denver, coming back from to the South, because I left the South at first when I was real young. So I was young, I didn't remember it. So when I came back, it was like my first time. And I remember, you know, seeing the racism. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know why my grandfather didn't want me to go over there to so and so yard, or didn't do that. Like I didn't get it. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, growing up in Denver where I was at, my friend. I had a Spanish friend. I had a friend that was Arab. I had a friend that was white, and another friend that was black. That was our little community. We used to walk to school together. You know what I mean? And for me to leave that and come to where it's two different colors. You got to walk on this side of the street, and I heard the N word all the time. I'm like, what in the world? Like, it was different for me. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, from where I was at the time. So, being brought up in Denver and then leaving, coming back to the South was like a culture shock to me. I came back, it was different. So, me being able to be travel now, I didn't move around. I haven't been in every state because I haven't, but I have been around some states. I have got a chance to go from South Carolina to Washington so far. I haven't been to California. I'm saving it. And I can't wait to go and visit the state. I would actually want to go do a tour of the state. When I actually go, I want to start at the bottom and just like go up and see it. So I think, man, we should just set goals for ourselves. But the moral of this video was to just say that I think we should support those who got good information, those who's willing to educate us and help us, those who's willing to drop jewels and give us some things that we need. Um, it takes money to make money. It's going to take money to make your business, and I think that it's wise to shop with someone who has showed you consistency. You got people who have, like I've seen people on YouTube. I tried to contact. They had a few videos. They got up. They was doing their thing, and then things didn't work out, and they just fell off. Oh man, I'm done. And then the videos picked up time over time. All the information is gone. They don't have anything else out there to actually grab to reach. So I think that the main goal that you should think about is to stay consistent. You got something you want to do. You got a vision. You got a purpose. You got something that you're trying to accomplish. Consistency. Stay consistent, man. I can't stress that enough, because the consistency itself is going to give you everything you need. Like, I didn't realize it, but now I can literally sit here, man, and tell you with confidence that your persistence in what you're going through is going to get you out of it. You can't see it right now, but it's going to work out. So the teachers, the coaches, the OGs out here that got this information, it's kind of like some of us have already been out here in the field and we're doing what we're doing, and you're just getting into it. You're playing the game, like baseball or basketball or whatever. And you got your coaches on the side who's actually seeing plays and seeing moves, you can't see because you in the game, you trying to score, you trying to block or whatever. He see what's open, what's going on, who's plotting against you. Two of them about to come over here and steal the ball. You don't see it. You don't see it. It's coming. He see it. He might say, "Hey, look at number two. He throw the ball or whatever." You see what I'm saying? So we need that. And this generation, has started to seem like they are preaching or chanting like we can do it on our own. We can't do it on our own, man. We can't. History have shown us this. We need our elders. We need the elders who's actually willing to give, because you got those who stuck in their ways. Just like Moses had to wait on the certain Hebrews to die off before they was able to go to the promised land because of how they thought, man. Certain people are going to think how they think regardless till they die. And that's just facts. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to change them. You know what I mean? So the only thing you can do sometimes is really outweigh them and let them literally die off, or let them go on with their situation so you can keep doing what you're doing. But don't focus on that. Just make sure you doing what you're doing as far as staying consistent with your message. And I can't tell you how many people I have met, especially in the last year for sure. In this last year, 2020, just this year started, how I have networked with different people who have told me that, Joe, it was your videos that motivated me to become a welder, to go to school, to start my business, to think outside the box. I wasn't thinking like this. I needed some more income. I never thought about that, and it was all about my consistency, and that's what they said. A few of them investing with me and just looked out for me. Hey, man, I wanted to give you a donation for this, just for nothing. I appreciate what you do. I've been watching you for a year. I've been watching you for 2 years. And man, I can say this, you never switched it up. And honestly, it made me feel good because at that certain time when they told me that, literally, like, I needed to hear it. You know what I mean? Like, it was like one of those situations, we all go through it, where you feel like everything you're doing is in vain. Where it's like, man, this ain't gonna work. We all feel like Jonah, so to speak, where God give us a message and tell us to go deliver it to the people, and we be like, nah, they ain't gonna listen to me anyway. Nah, they ain't gonna listen. I'm just gonna go do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? We all had those moments where God showed us He's real and He's walking with us, and we still get discouraged. You don't know how many people, how many times me myself personally have went through a great victory, and then something will creep in, and then I feel like the world is ending. Everything is crushing down. I'm like, oh man, I can't make it. We all had those times. We human, man. You know what I mean? Where you feel like that. I just think that it's natural, but it's not to give in to that. But you still need that coach. It goes all in full circle. It goes back to having at least one person, one mentor, or a group of them. They say the man that has a group of counselors is wise. So the more wise counselors team you get, the better your situation is gonna turn out, because you get more than one view. You got one view, you got this view, you got that view, you got that view, and all of these views are independent, and all of them are correct. Dig that. You got 5, 6 different people giving you different views, but all of them are correct. Now you just got to choose. Are you going to combine all of these together? Are you going to take one and say, well, I'm just going to use this one. This is the best one. And that's fine. Whatever you use is fine. But you got the counsel there. You got the information. And now I get it. Like for my daughter, like my oldest daughter, she just turned 23, man, this month. July the 3rd, man. I can't believe it. Can't believe I got a daughter that's 23. So that should let you know I started a little too young. But I got a daughter 23 years old. And it makes me feel good that I'm here, and I get it now, where I'm conscious enough to know that I got to lead by example with her, that I'm here for the wisdom to give her. I done been through so much, and by her watching and witnessing me go through different stages of my life, it's able to give her something. She's able to get something from me that I don't necessarily have to verbally tell her, because I showed her. You know how they say lessons taught in blood are remembered. If you went through something, or you got hurt, or you had to pay something, you remember it. Somebody beat you out of a certain amount of money in a business deal, you're going to remember that. But it happens. I made a statement on my Facebook page the other day, and I said that, you know, we are going to we are going to always have situations to correct. We're always gonna have something to fix. Man, I appreciate that. Salute. See, there go another brother said I helped him, or a sister. I couldn't tell. It kind of went away fast, but yeah, I appreciate that, man. That I did assist you. I mean, honestly, like I say, man, the goal is the way I felt, man, when I started doing this, and still, I was looking for information from someone that was welding like me, that was in the business, that wasn't bougie, that wasn't trying to be someone he wasn't trying to be a white dude, just trying to be him, just being him. It seemed like it was just difficult for me. So I wanted to get, once I found the information out, I said, you know what? I'm just gonna throw it out here. You know, if someone wanted, they wanted, but I'm gonna put this information so that way maybe if someone's searching, they'll find the information, and I'm just gonna throw it out there. So that's why I started doing it. I didn't know what I was doing, and you always gonna have haters. I had a guy a few people when I first started. I think I wasn't looking into the camera right. I was just talking, and you got a few people like, who you talking to? You talking to yourself? Who laughing, but they still listen to me, you know what I'm saying? And they laugh, and the other person like, man, I still got what you're saying, man. That was real, man. I felt the same way. See, sometimes the message, as long as the word is pure, and this is what I have learned, as long as your word is pure and it's coming from here, the word will not return to you void. Those are facts, man. Not only is it in the scriptures, but those are facts. Like, if it's truth, it won't return to you void. So regardless of how my content has been, my content is on here and it's not professional. I haven't got no professional now. I got a couple professional videos I have released. So I'm like, man, I got to learn the business. So I kind of got discouraged with my music for a while. So I had to step back and learn the business. And I focused on my welding more. And then I got to figure it out. And then even though I was frustrated as I was making money welding, I paid $50, $60, $100 for this class to learn more about the business of music. Okay, I know this. I learned how to do, set up certain basic websites. Man, okay, I learned. I was paying for information, but I used my welding trade. And that's why I said we have to turn our trade into a business. So the whole time I'm working on my trade, I'm investing in my business. I'm building my t-shirt business, my merch. I'm building my products. I'm building my services. You see what I'm saying? I'm investing in my logo. So when you see my hog on, I paid for that logo. I invested in that. I kept standing on it. You know what I mean? I kept on it. You still be a member of hog are getting your in this video. The first meaning, the technical meaning of it, I'm not gonna say the technical meaning, but the street meaning of it when I first determined the name, it meant hustling over grounded obstacles naturally, because I'm a hog. We got to get it out the mud. You see what I'm saying? We got to hustle. You got to knock on the door. You got to be a go-getter. And the people that know me know I'm a go-getter. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to figure out something. I always been a go-getter. Even when I was young, I'm always a go-getter. So that's just me. Not that I'm just from Arkansas. And yeah, I'm from Arkansas, born in Little Rock, but I'm a hog by nature. I'm a hog. It's just in me. I'm not domestic. You know what I mean? And I think anyone that's independent, entrepreneur, LLC, a business, want to be independent, want to have something of their own, you a hog, because you're not sitting back waiting on handouts. You're not waiting on someone to feed you, put a bowl out there. You got to turn some tricks, jump in the air, wag, greet them at the door. You ain't got to do none of that. You just go out here and get your meal. You see what I'm saying? That's a difference. So there's a difference between being a hog and being a dog, being domestic. This is my personal opinion and my analogy of that. But I feel like we have to come up with something. Man, that's good, man. I'm glad you did, bro. I'm glad you did. I'm glad that my goal is to get better. Like, I'm get better with my lighting. I'm gonna get better. I want to have me a little couple second little commercial. I think it's cool. I had a guy tell me. He said, man, I like how you when your videos come on, you just go straight to the point. and you just get to it. You know what I mean? He said, man, I really like that. So that's something that's organic about me. Maybe I need to keep that and put my commercial thing at the back, where you check me out. So y'all need to check me out at the back. But I do want to say one thing. For those who want to support me organically and finance is an issue, don't even trip on that. One way that you can help me and you can help the brand and you can help the school is now I'm being monetized on my YouTube channels. So for those who just want to help me that way, what all you have to do is watch the commercials. You know, when a commercial come on, if it comes on and it's a minute long or whatever, just invest a couple minutes in and watch the commercial. That's the best way to help support the channel organically. If finances is an issue for you, everybody got their own thing. But if you could just take a moment when the video come on or certain videos of mine come on and you see that, then just watch it, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. So I see a guy said he just started ironworking. Any advice? Yes. Honestly, man, ironworking is I like ironworking. I enjoy my ironworking welding times. Actually, make sure you got everything you need. Not having what you need can be a hellback for you. Man, that's great. Salute. I'm glad you got your LLC jumping, man. I appreciate it, man. Once you do better, man, think about the little people, man, and bless us. We appreciate all the support. And just want to say, man, when you're doing your ironworking thing, it's better to have everything you need. Like, get the basic tools, get what you need, and you own it. Because one thing for sure, you don't want to be the one that's always asking somebody for a tool. I was always taught that asking a man for his tool is like asking a man for his woman. You don't want nobody asking for your woman. You know what I'm saying? So get what you need. And when you're on that road, man, just be safe and be cautious. Um, I don't know what nationality you are. It's different for everybody. But if you are African American, most definitely be safe on that road. Watch where you go. You know, be try to be with the crowds. Watch. Just watch yourself on that road, man. Just be safe. Be cautious. Even in different towns you go through. I have literally had police turn behind me and follow me all the way out of that town. And I didn't look suspicious. You could tell I got work gear in the back of the truck or whatever, but it just was, it's just what it is, man. This world is what it is. So I'd say be safe, be cautious. Um, get your if you're just getting into it, when you're able, get your own certifications. Make sure you get your own certifications. You from the country, new to the city life. Yeah, I enjoy the city life. I'm from the country. Like I said, I was born in Little Rock, raised in Southeastern in Denver. So I enjoy the city's life, but I'm from the country. So I like where I'm at now. I'm in Oklahoma City. So it's like a mix. It's like almost two birds in one stone. You know what I mean? Man, I appreciate you doing that, man. Like I say, the goal is, man, to utilize the information I get to do your thing. Yeah, you got to adjust, man. It takes time. Don't get in no big rush. Everything is going to work itself out. I'm gonna tell you one thing. You're gonna learn a lot. And you being from the country, most people I met from the country got big hearts. When you try to help people, you really mean it. You're gonna see when you're dealing in the city and you're dealing with in the real world. I like to say it. A lot of people don't care about that. They'll take advantage of that. They'll take your kindness for a weakness just to deceive you and to take advantage of you. So be cautious, be firm. Um, Remember it's business. Remember it's business. So learn the business. Don't get caught. Don't get your feelings hurt. Don't get bitter. Get better. It's cool to get angry. Don't sin not. I mean, don't get caught up in getting your feelings hurt. Oh, okay. You got a job for in Florida. Dang. Okay, that's dope. That's good. That's good, man. You know what? It's crazy because I still would travel, and I used to do my last travel contract. I was doing iron work, and I got a video. I think it's called "I'm Dragging Up on This Job" or something. You should check it out. But that was my last iron worker welding job, and I traveled. I was in Nevada and Sparks, Nevada, and man, I'm telling you, man, that job woke me up. tremendously, man. It was a lot of BS on the job. I traveled there. Me being an African American, I'm gonna be real with you. I have always been where I was the only one, or maybe one more. And then the other guy that's been there majority of the time, I'll be the only conscious brother there. Meaning I won't kiss nobody ass. I do my job. I do my job well, but you're not gonna talk to me like I'm beneath you or I'm some type of dirt on the ground. I don't go for that. So sometimes they don't know how to take that. Some of them will be like, "Oh man, you got to calm down, man. You're gonna make me lose my job, man. You gotta. It's okay, man. Like nah." And some people are like that. Some of my black brothers are like that, where they just they uh they'll tuck their tail fast, to keep a little money and allow these people to talk to them like that. And that's one reason I left the field, because a lot of time I was just tired of dealing with it. It's like most of every job site I went to, I literally had to um, stand my ground and pretty much do like a gorilla contest. You know how you see the new uh, silverback come to it. He got to beat his chest and let everybody know I'm a man too. Man, bro, I had to do that a lot. Like I ain't gonna lie to you. Now that I realized what I was doing, it's like every job, man, I went on, I had to, someone to try to, you know, play me sideways. I had to pull a coattail, let them know, hey, I don't go for that. And I done got on a couple fights on a couple jobs. I'll be honest with you. I done had a couple fights on a couple jobs where I got in his feelings or wanted to talk kind of crazy to me, and I offered him, hey, let's go over here in this staircase over here. Let's go behind this building, and we can go back to work. You want to get something off your mind, we could do that. I done left a couple behind the building, and I done walked back and went to work, and they eventually came. Somebody had wanted to quit. You know what I mean? It is what it is. All I'm saying is I just look like this, but I grew up. I grew up scrapping. The guys in the neighborhood where I grew up with, the drug dealers when I grew up in the 80s. They gave us boxing gloves. They sat there in their nice cars or whatever, chilling. They say, hey man, y'all go out there and box. They taught us how to box. They taught us how to take care of ourselves. So I've never been a coward. You know what I mean? And going on them certain jobs, iron workers, man, you around different, everybody rough. Everybody got a rough past, alcoholics, been on drugs, been to prison. So you dealing with a lot of people that's rough. So they tend to have different views. So, you might have to stand your ground here and there. You know what I mean? It's just what it is, man. It's just a part of the process. But, being an iron worker, most definitely, I had some good fun experiences, but I literally had to stand my ground a lot. Hog on, man. That's great, bro. I'm glad you got that. Like I say, stand on your ground. Um, know what you do, man. And just want to say for the record, when someone look out for you or give you some information or bless you with something, it's one thing to say, hey man, you blessed me. Oh man, I appreciate it. But it's another thing to give back. Because there's an old saying that say, what a treasure is, the heart is also. So if you give your treasure to someone else and they really help you, that means you really appreciate what they did. But just by saying it, that's just one thing. Christ said he gave a parable before I let you go. He gave a parable that there was 10 people who needed to get healed. They had leprosy. And he healed all 10. And they left happy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All 10 of them. Oh man, you changed my life. Only one of them came back and said, hey, what can I do? What can I give you? I got to give you something. I was in a messed up situation. What can I do? You know? So there's only going to be a few people that actually really support what you do, even though you help them, even though you help them and get into a better situation. They was barely eating and now they eating good now, and they telling you they eating good and you see they eating good, but they didn't come back to make sure you was eating. So I think in life you're gonna see that, you're gonna witness that. That's part of the process. But for those who do go back, those who go back gonna be the ones you're gonna be constantly networking with. You're gonna always be able to eat with. Y'all be able to get money together because they understand it takes money to make money. And they understand the sacrifice and what you did to help them get to where they're at. All gone.